Why am I doing this? सो जाता है यार, छोड़ो.
Sunday morning rain is falling.
So hello everyone. This is Pooja, and you know why you're here. I still don't know why I'm recording this. So we're here to talk about my CUET scores, but before we get on to that, I must tell you all my background. I hail from Kolkata, and I did my schooling from Loreto House with a commerce with math background. And Loreto House is an ISC school, but if we look at the DO convention, I got to 98.5%, which, who am I kidding, wasn't enough to get me to a place where I wanted to, right? And currently, I'm a BCom Honours student of St. Xavier's, Kolkata. I also got an option to study Eco Honours, but I didn't choose that for various reasons, of course. So the CUET scorecard was out on the 16th of September at 3 a.m. and I saw my scores at around 5:30 a.m. when my BCom morning fellow friends had already started on with their day. And as anticipated, I got a perfect score in the BCom Honours eligibility, that is an 800 on 800, with a 100 percentile in English, accounts, BST and economics, and a 99.99 percentile, that is a 193 point something in mathematics. I also gave general test. I still don't know why. We're going to talk about that a little later, right? So coming on to the papers, I had my phase 2 on the 15th of July, which was announced 2 days prior to the main exam day, and we mostly spent both our days ranting about how we're going to mentally prepare more than that ourselves in 2 days. And my phase 2, which was supposed to be on the 10th of August, was postponed, and I had to cancel my trip to Pondicherry, which the tickets for which were made on 12th of August. And the papers from 10th were postponed to 23rd of August, which took most of my holidays because my college, which was St. Xavier's, was starting from September. So coming on to the papers, when it comes to English, I think English specifically was very easy. There wasn't anything that you could have done beforehand, or I did beforehand, to ace English. I think all I did was watch a half an hour video on figures of speech, because I'd heard that they are extensively asking that in the previous phase. They had extensively asked that in the previous phases. For BST and economics, all I would strictly advise you to do is be very thorough with NCERT and know your concepts well. If there's anything that you aren't able to understand from NCERT specifically, then maybe go on to the reference books, TK Jain, or whatever those books, Sandeep Garg. But they have a lot of things extra which you don't really need to know unless it's there in NCERT. Just be very thorough with the concepts that are discussed in NCERT, right? When it comes to accounts, I did my accounts mostly from TS Grewal, and also because I was thorough with my accounts for boards, and the syllabus for ISC and CBSC when it comes to accounts there wasn't any major difference, right? When it comes to math, I did my math again from ML Agarwal, RS Agarwal, NCERT Exemplar, and there was this free test series from Mathaungo, which I did in the last 5 days, 5 days before my math exams. Those were good, and they can be used to build up your confidence again, because that is the purpose of mock tests, right? When we talk about tuitions, I'm not going to specifically call any institute out, but I did purchase a course material from this certain institute which wasn't 1% helpful. A lot of things that they had wasn't even needed. Their mock test series had questions with a lot of wrong answers, the only purpose of which was to play with our confidence. The questions that they asked were irrelevant. The topics that they were teaching wasn't needed. But again, that is a very personal opinion. I strongly believe that even in 11th and 12th grade, there isn't a need of taking tuitions for any particular subject, because there are so many videos on YouTube. You can just look a concept up if there's a certain thing that you aren't able to understand, and you also have your teachers, and then there are your friends. It's always a very good idea to ask questions to your friends, because if they give you a certain answer and that raises a specific question again in your head, that gives you an opportunity to cross analyze yourself, right? And not taking tuitions also lets you keep yourself very self-paced. You're not dependent on anyone, and gradually prep yourself. But again, that is a very specific opinion. But when it comes to CUET specifically, I genuinely don't think that there is any need of tuition, especially for CBSE students, because there is nothing extra. The CUET course is an exact replica of the CBSE curriculum, right? For ISC students, there are still a few things that are extra, like Indian history, and then a whole new section in math, all of those. But again, those can be done by yourself. There is no need for tuitions. And the one that I took for CUET, I genuinely didn't even look that up. I don't even remember looking that up myself, right? But again, that is a very personal opinion. Once again, I would recommend that to people who have been consistent with their academic history. And when it comes to people who struggle studying last minute and stuff like that, you might wanna have something that can push you over. But again, for CUET, I would advise you to have a very gradual and slow preparation from a little, not as in don't keep everything for the end, right? Because CUET is more conceptual, and it analyzes you as to how much in depth you have read each and every topic, right? Alright, so if we talk about the current CUET status, around 10 to 12 lakh people registered for CUET, out of which around 10 lakh people sat for the paper, out of which again around 6 lakh of them had chosen Delhi University as a preference, out of which around 4 to 5 lakh of them registered on the CSAS board. If we talk about the overall subject combinations, there were around 50 subjects. If we look at the combinations, then there were around 13 languages, so 13 C1 into, and subject combinations from B2, so say 20 C2 into whatever, plus again the different subject combinations, whatever that boils down to. Out of all those combinations, 12 people have got 100 percentile in all the 5 subjects, or 5 subjects, if they appeared for 6 or whatever, and then around 104 people have got an 800 on 800, that is 100 percentile in 4 subjects. So if I sit here and guesstimate, out of the 12 testimonies that I saw of the 12 people, around 7 of them were from the arts background. So if we look at it at large, about from the 104 people, 40 to 50% are going to be from the arts and humanities background. Then again, there'll be 30 to 40% people from the BCom, that is commerce background, and then the rest from science or whatever, the XYZ courses, right? So if we talk about people from the 770 to 799 segment, I genuinely don't see why you all have lost hope for the best of colleges. If I per se take SRCC, that has around 250 unreserved seats, and if we talk about the perfect scorers, the number isn't enough to fill all the seats. But again, all of this is a guesstimate. This is happening for the first time. Nothing can be said for certain, right? But I'd just like to tell you that regardless of what you get, sit for all the rounds of counseling, right? Don't freeze and accept your option altogether. Choose for an upgrade wherever possible, and do not list a preference just because you think that you cannot get it. List your preferences according to the best of colleges, because there isn't any limit to how many colleges that you can choose. now I think I would just brief my own preference, because I don't think I'll get time to make a separate video as to why and how I chose those preferences, because by the time I upload this, the counseling process is gonna start already, right? So I'll probably list my preference somewhere over here. So I haven't kept economics, that is economics colleges, that is Stephens and all the other colleges right on top, because although those colleges are good, economics is not really something that I want to do. I don't want to give up on accounts and management and all the subjects from BCom. So I have SRCC on the top. SRCC Eco is my second option, because SRCC has always been a dream. I would not like to go on to explain why I've kept SRCC Eco and not Stephens Eco. Then I have Lady Shri Ram, followed by Hansraj, not Hindu, because the seats in Hansraj for BCom is more than the seats in Hindu, and I believe that with more people I'll get more cultural diversity and more opportunity to compete amongst my peers, because in Hindu there are around 37 or something BCom seats. I'll list the link below for you to check the course eligibility and the number of seats for each course, followed by Hansraj, and then all the eco options, which again I don't think I'm going to take. Now I haven't listed Ramjas, Kirori Mal and all those colleges, which you must if you don't have a backup, but I haven't listed those because I know for a fact that if I get those, there is not even 1% chance that I would leave St. Xavier's College, which is in my hometown, and go there, because again St. Xavier's has a lot of value in itself, right? So that was about my CUET experience, my preparation strategy, and an overwhelming score that I got. And I hope the best for you. If you think that this video can be helpful to anyone, I would be genuinely grateful if you shared the video to your friends or to the people who are going to appear for CUET next year. And I will provide the link to my LinkedIn, my email address and my Instagram account below. Feel free to reach out to me with whatever questions you might have. If there's a question that you're stuck with when it comes to subjects in commerce, I might as well help you out with that if I can. Or if there's anything that you want to ask related to CUET, or I also gave IPMAT, if there's anything that I can help you out with, feel free to reach out. That was it for today. Have a great day. Thank you. Bye-bye.